There's a lot of reports coming out that Mencho was killed in order to procure a computer and some files. Frankly, that's bullshit. He was killed in order to hide the criminality of a lot of people who think they are in power. Mencho was negotiating in order to come forth and help expose a lot of shit. Mencho was a police officer. El Tuito, I believe. Quaint little town. He worked elsewhere as well. But the simple fact is, there was an idea. Create a new cartel, take out the Sinaloans, who were helping to sell and deal in some drugs that are frankly just killing people. Fentanyl being one of them. So as you hear about Epstein and files and some laptop in his possession, no, but there's laptops in files in possession, possessed by a lot of other people. And when you look at those 3 million plus pages, realize that a good portion were created by some bigots, bullies, greedy fools working for the current president. Did some of your heroes do bad things? Yeah. But not everything you read in those files is real. There's going to be a lot of fallout, a lot of blowback, and there will be people held accountable. Recent arrests show you those people did horrible crap. Soon, Iran and others will be releasing some files. Others will be getting care packages, care of the United. Sift through the files they've seen from Epstein. Be skeptical at times. Look for the signs that it's fake. And also be ready for the ones that just, once evaluated, seem true. And it's going to be hard to accept that some of this horrible shit really did happen. To everyone who lost family, friends, to all the victims, whether the cartel wars, drug wars, all this Epstein shit and everything else going on globally. We're sorry we didn't react fast enough. Once it became clear that we were being fed bullshit in order to keep some of this horrible shit still happening, we acted as quickly as possible. But it was still too late for some. Was there 3,000 kids found and saved in Minnesota? No, it was a fucking bureaucratic little paper thing. Kids were fine in Minnesota. Quit looking for boogeymen where boogeymen don't exist. Anyways, there's going to be files coming out, more information. There's going to be a lot more to absorb. Be skeptical, but be ready to have to accept that some people were horrible people behind the scenes. I wish I had better answers for you all. I got pulled out of Mexico in 2016, sent back to Minnesota to help flesh out a bunch of other shit going on. Once the scope and the realization, plus cross-referencing what we had discovered in Mexico, yeah, a few of us got pissed. Very pissed. Why was I pulled out of Mexico and taken back, asked to go back to Minnesota? We realized some assholes had played games with some of the diseases out there. Some of the variants on some of the diseases was manufactured. No fucking denying the evidence. Once we started outlining it, looking at it, then it was like, what the fuck who is authorizing this shit here, and who the hell did that there? It was all hands on deck. Why Minnesota? Mayo Clinic. A lot of good's come out of the Mayo Clinic. All the doctors, all the nurses, everybody who graduated out of a MIAC college. MIAC. Whether it's Carleton, St. Olaf, St. John's, St. Ben, St. Thomas, you get the idea. Am I afraid of making those schools targets? Not in the least. Trace out who's targeting. Trace out who's attacking. Trace out who's spreading the lies. As far as Mexico goes, look at what was targeted. Kiosco, Oxxo, taxi companies. Who owns those taxi companies? Why would they be suspect? Why would the Jalisco cartel target them? Why would they target specific banks, specific bank branches? These are all breadcrumbs. To those hurt by all this shit these last few years, I'm sorry. Jalisco cartel has a lot of good, honorable people working in it. A lot of them trained by the federales, by the National Guard behind the scenes, the Marines, etc. Unfortunately, some bad apples bubbled up to the surface. Something like this, something this large, hard to keep a handle on sometimes. Grew globally for the intended purpose of destabilizing the Sinaloa cartel, who was selling tainted pills, killing people off one pill at a time, one overdose at a time. Care of some nasty assholes tied with China, some bigots there. Again, just go back to the basic. Bigots, bullies, jerks, and greedy fools. Also tied in with Mossad, bigot, Zionist bullshit, tied in with South African bullshit, tied in with other bigots of other nationalities globally. Fast forward, since the inception until now, the Jalisco cartel has wiped out sleeper cells globally. And I thank every one of you sicarios. bigoted sleeper cells, hell-bent on stirring shit up, doing asshole things. Then we had the fucking CIA compromised by shitbag Barr and fucking goddamn Christian nationalist nut jobs, cutting orders and fucking getting in the way. Oh, no, these are the bad guys. Fuck you, Barr. Sorry. Inside. Talking a little bit behind the scenes here. Barr's a jackass. Christian nut job. Not that he's a nut job because he's Christian. He just happens to be, like Hegseth, a fucking nut job using Christianity as an excuse to be bigoted. Jackasses. Anyways, we took over where others didn't dare to tread. Even if they didn't know, some white guy from Minnesota was behind the scenes helping cut orders. Anyways, the hotheads. Apologies for some of the hotheads doing bullshit things, itchy trigger fingers. Keep your hands off the fucking triggers. Quit shooting people that don't need to be shot. Kinda simple. Some of these kids out there, though, machismo is a nasty goddamn infection in some of their heads. Alright, it's long enough. So, don't believe everything in the Epstein files, but a lot of it's true. Evidence will come out about which one was created. They'll be quite demonstrable to the world, the fake bullshit. And, yeah. Don't let the bigots, bullies, jerks, and gritty fools win. Hugs and good vibes, y'all.